ain't going because you working.
Because I'm working. But the past month and a half, I've been doing it.
Listen, I have a girlfriend. She says this is her year of yes. And I'm telling you, every time anyone asks her, hey girl, you want to? Yes.
Oh, really?
I'm dead serious.
Oh,
and she's been really committed to it.
Really?
And she shows up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to tell you, I think one of the big, y'all tell me if this is true or false. I think a big part of why so many of us don't just say yes and go is because we feel like we have to do the whole situation. Mm-hmm. You can't just get up and walk out the door and be comfortable. Yeah. It's a whole production to get yourself together and go. And who wants to do that?
All the time.
So you'll be like, I'm good.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't feel like contouring your face.
I can be in my sweats in my house watching Netflix. I am good.
So do we feel like that's the thing? Like we're not as comfortable in our skin as we claim to be?
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Random Ass Convos with Twilla and not Dion this week. We switched it up.
I'm not Dion. I am not Dion. Dion likes to say he has everything I have in taupe, but I'm actually Shoneji.
Shoneji, welcome. Thank you for coming to this show.
Thank you.
It's funny because every week Dion is like, when he does the intro, he's like, and featuring Dion, Twilla had a guest and she was unable to book. They fell through last minute. So here you go.
Well, here I go.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
And it's a little bit more special. We got the different set today. It's ladies. Feels like we got stuff to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about because there's so much going on in the world, man.
It's too much going on.
Listen.
We could just pick something.
Like, I know. Like, pull it out of a hat and we can go.
Forever. Well, I want to introduce you because a lot of our people might not know you, or they might, but I know you as a businesswoman. First of all, like, I've watched you and Katara build Southern Girl Desserts. If you don't know, Southern Girl Desserts is like the only bakery I go to here in LA, and you just opened a second location?
We did. We just opened our second location in Watts at the brand new Freedom Plaza, and we're super excited. And we just actually celebrated 10 years at our Crenshaw location at Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall.
Been 10 years?
It's been 10 years.
Look at you.
Girl.
I remember like back when, like, I first moved out here and I met Katara, and then she'd just be trying these cupcake recipes, and she was like, here, y'all try this. Mm-hmm. Like, so to see where you have gone is, like, first of all, like, amazing and encouraging. I love to see women in business. I like to see Black women in business, and y'all have been doing it. Y'all have been all over TV.
It's a journey for sure, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I tell people all the time that if we could just do what we do by ourselves, it would be so simple. Yeah. But fortunately, we cannot do what we do by ourselves. Right. We're at a place now where we need to have a team of people. But once you start bringing on other people and putting them into your mix, no pun intended.
That was good.
You put them into the mix, and now everything that they're dealing with, you're now dealing with. So, it's no longer just about what you do.
Right.
It's now what you're doing, and everything that they're doing, and their lives affect your business.
You do, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, me being in business, have been in business with Dion for a while as well.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of stuff, like, we say it's just us. It's just the two of us. We write, direct, produce, market, edit, like, all the stuff we do. Mm-hmm. And then, like, there's been times where we definitely wanted to add to the team and bring people on the team, and then people flake or don't do it to the level of expectation. How do you get to that level where you just, like, trust and you know that something's going to be done? Do you get there? Or
I'm gonna be honest with you. Mm-hmm. The only thing you can trust is what you do. Now, not to say that there are not other dedicated people out there that do certain things, but honestly, finding them is like finding a diamond in the rough. You know, Katara and I, we over the years have always said, oh, well, let's try to have this item. We can try this business and bring them in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if they're not as dedicated to their business as we are ours, now we've introduced something to our customer and they're expecting it to be there.
Oh, man.
And I don't know that people understand that.
No.
Like, you know, if you tell somebody, okay, yeah, I can do this for you. That's what the expectation is.
Yeah.
We need you to show up.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, our customer base, if they're coming to Southern Girl Desserts, they're coming to Southern Girl Desserts,
right.
and they just happen to know that that thing that we had last week is now not there, and now we have to explain why your stuff ain't in place.
Oh man, I know, like, we could go in deep, and I can get a bunch of lessons from y'all in business because that's what I do. But I want to talk about, like, you know, as a woman in business and in this career. For me anyway, I get like completely soaked into what I do. Like, I can go and not have a life outside of, like, because I have a full-time job and I have a business. Where's the rest of life? I don't have that. Do you find yourself having to, like, or how do you maintain, like, do you find balance? It's
tough. It's really tough because, you know, it's nonstop. You know, now with 2 locations, we're open 7 days a week. 7 days a week. And, you know, like I said before, the folks that come to us, the expectation is that they're going to get what we say we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
And if something falls short, they're not looking for Shay Shay and Ray Ray in the back. They're like, the owners of Southern Girl, y'all shady because y'all said y'all were going to have this, and people do not understand. And it's not the responsibility of the customer, I guess, to understand that. Right. We ask for grace because at the end of the day, we are still human.
Right.
But it is very difficult. And I mean, we're now 15 years in business. And at this point, sometimes we just have to say, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
And take the L if necessary for our own mental health. Because sometimes we just have to shut it down. There was a point, I know for me, it was very difficult finding balance.
Really?
Very, very difficult. You know, it was just, I was on all the time. I would get up around 3:30, 4 in the morning, go in. And this was when we first opened in Baldwin Hills. And I would be there till like 8, 9 at night. And you cannot sustain life like that. You know?
Like, when did you go out?
I didn't. And you know, I was in a relationship at the time and it suffered because, you know, that person's feeling like, well, dang, you know, I ain't got nothing to give to you right now. You know, I'm tired. So, you know, finding that balance is so hard, but it's so necessary. Like, we have to do it. We have to do it.
I know, like, recently, just because I realized I was stretched, and I'm human, and I can only have so many panic attacks a week. I'm over it. So, like, I was like, well, I got to figure out how to have balance, like, that I can enjoy this life, still giving my customers what they want. Like, the client, you know, they need to have what they ask for and what we said we can present. But I do stuff like put unrealistic expectations on it. I'm like, oh, you need these photos edited? Done. Tonight, I'll send them over. And it's just, and like,
you know you ain't going to get to that.
Yeah. And if I do, that means I'm losing sleep.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to come home from work, maybe eat dinner. I'm going to eat a fast food dinner because I got to get to these photos and edit ASAP. And then hop over and, like, start editing. And that takes me, like, 5 hours per photo sometimes. And so now I'm not asleep. I'm tired. I'm stressed out at work. And so I just started, like, giving people deadlines. And some people have pushed back, but I'm like, honestly, if you need it from me, in this amount of time, that's going to cost you extra. Or you can just honor the fact that I said you'll get this in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's something I think, speaking to any of the business owners out there, y'all don't be afraid to say what it is, like realistically for yourself, what you are capable of doing. Folks will wait.
Yeah.
They came to you because of your service, because of your product. They think it's good. They know it's good. And if you continue to do good work, they're going to continue to come as long as you honor your word.
Yeah.
And don't put that extra stress on yourself. It's too much other stuff going on out there.
Nobody asked for it for tomorrow.
No. Let me tell you something. We would talk ourselves into a situation.
Yeah.
Just running our mouths. Oh yeah, you want it tomorrow. They did not say that.
Yeah.
And now you stuck.
Now I'm stuck. And I'll do that not just in business. I'll do that in life. Like friends. Hey, when we gonna meet up? Calendar tomorrow. Can you meet up tomorrow? Girl, you ain't got no time to meet up. Now you're always running late, and then you look like that person because you're overcommitted.
Yep.
You're doing too much.
Be real. Be real with yourself. Yeah. Like so.
Yeah. I saw I guess these memes. I don't see too many memes, but it was one. I guess I'm really looking for balance in this lifetime because all the stuff has been talking about how to add balance and stuff, but this
Google is listening to your brain, right?
Right, as I'm right there.
So you talk about balance on your timeline. Probably when you finish, you're gonna look at your phone,
and it's gonna
be all of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was one that was pretty much when people get upset at you for saying, "Oh, I can't go outside," but they see that you had free time, or I can't go out with you. But it's pretty much I schedule time for myself. You might see me at the beach. I said I'm busy at this time. I'm busy taking care of myself. And you got to start honoring stuff like that as well. Put it in the calendar if you have to.
Yeah.
Because when do you date if you don't? That's actually a question. When do you date?
Are people still dating in this city? I'm wondering.
I don't. So.
For real.
No, I have friends. My girls. I have one friend, I am proud of her. She's got out of a relationship and is enjoying. She's meeting people online. She is actively dating. And she's one of the few people I know in LA that's actively dating.
Are you an online dater?
I'm too. Oh.
Okay.
I'm too skittish to online dating. I think of the worst case scenario about everything. So I'm
but doesn't it say, I personally, I don't, but don't you think that's something that you can kind of control the scenario?
A serial killer?
No, what I'm saying, a serial killer ain't gonna kill you at damn Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay, you're right. But what if you don't know he's a serial killer? See, this is my anxiety talking.
Okay.
You looking at me like, girl.
Seriously. So you meet somebody online, right? You are not, please listen, and I ain't judging because I don't judge, but I would hope that day one you're not inviting them back to your home or giving them your address or having them come pick you up.
Yeah.
No. We got to build to this. So the serial killer, if you have, a good radar, good discernment, maybe some of those things will show themselves. Maybe
you watch a Lifetime movie.
Oh my God!
And if you watch Lifetime movies, they always start perfect. They are great guys.
But that don't matter if you meet them online or down the street at your friend's party. Crazy is crazy.
Crazy is crazy. Or I guess the biggest a part of me trying to find balance is also recognizing I can't meet anybody here at the studio or at work because they're not walking into my office or they're not breaking into my home.
Yeah.
Or the right ones aren't breaking into the home. Whatever. so that's another part of me being girl, you got to get out. You got to meet people. And my friends have been telling me this for years. And let me be 100%. At some point, I had to be real with myself. Dating was not a priority. I was trying to get to a certain level in my relationship, in career. But then when you look up, you're like, how old am I? What time?
Because there's a time warp in this city. And people really legit think they're still 22. and you're 50. Okay. And so, folks, oh yeah, I mean, if I have kids, that's cool. But nah, right now I'm focusing on my career. You're 50. So I think sometimes we get so caught up in this rat race, this Hollywood shuffle of what we're doing, and we forget that time doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
It does not stop. And I feel like COVID was something that really stopped people in their tracks and had people really thinking like, man, I needed to slow down. But the moment they were like, all right, you can go back outside, everybody's right back to grinding and, tunnel vision. And so it was all for naught. Like,
and that's sad because, like, it was really like, slow down, take time. Like, if you're spiritual, like, get closer to God. If you, like, spend time, enjoy family. Don't take this stuff for granted. And then, like you said, the moment they were like, outside is open, and then it was... Like, I think we were too close to, like, not even, like, back on the shuffle, but it was just, like, going everywhere and doing all the things and flexing for the gram and trying to catch up with so-and-so. And, that's sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad because, once again, we're going to look up and it's another 5 years will pass. It's already been 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I swear, I feel like the last 2 years just didn't exist. It's like when you're telling somebody a story about when something happened, if it took place like within the last 2-year period, you kind of don't have a sense of timing of when it was. It's almost like that time didn't exist.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Pretty much. Because, like, for me, life stopped March. And then I think I was back at work in September 2020.
What happened in between?
What happened in between? And it was still weird. You were still at work with all the stuff on. You didn't know what people look like anymore. Yeah.
I have let me see, about 9 employees that just 2 weeks ago I saw their faces for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And didn't know who they were because they came in without their mask, and I was just like, can I help you? Like, I don't know these people.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Or to get on a Zoom meeting with the people that you're with in office, you're like, oh, that's what you look like. Right. And some of y'all need to keep... never mind. I digress. Come on now. Come on. We being nice. What she said.
Look. No. The mask do you good.
It accentuates your eyes.
Listen, people with pretty eyes are winning right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just at Starbucks and this other girl was talking to the barista. She was like, oh my gosh, your eyes are so pretty, but this is all you can see of the barista.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the time for your MAC makeup to shine.
Right. That skill. If you can't do anything else by now,
accentuate your eyes.
You said something really good earlier, just talking about like, LA being a time warp and how like it does. I used to call it the city that eats dreams. Cause it was like, it just, I don't know what it is. Like,
no, that's
it was
real.
Really.
You can look on every corner and see eating up dreams.
Yeah, yeah. And it goes so fast, and it's like, what happened? And you're looking up. And so there are times where there's instances like getting closer to 40, because I'll be 40 at the end of this year. But like just having moments of like, am I where I wanted to be? What's life? Like, I'm not, there's not the ring. My mom would be like, where's my grandkids? There's 5 of us. She ain't got no grandkids.
Oh, wow.
She's kind of...
Your mama looking at all of y'all like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah, and I'm the oldest. She's like, it's time. And I'm like, I got nothing.
Right.
So I just know, like, and I know it's like me personally, it's stuff I'm actually having to work through. Like, you've been working hard. LA is a hard city, but it feels like everything's moved so fast around you, like you feel like you got left back. And I guess I'm just reclaiming my time, or trying to reclaim my time.
Yeah.
But I think, being in this city, I think has a lot of that pressure that you feel.
It absolutely does. And that's why you see so many women in LA with dogs.
I was about to get one.
I have one.
Do you?
And that's why you see so many of us with dogs, because it's like, okay, well, I guess this gonna be my baby.
I guess this is gonna love me back too.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But it's real. So, yeah, this city, if you don't keep yourself good and level, I'm telling you, you will be one of the folks on one of these corners.
Yeah.
You know, like, wow. Because homelessness, a lot of the homelessness in this city and many others, has nothing to do with, you know, some of the things that we think.
Yeah.
Some people just really, they tried, it didn't work. They feel unseen. You know, there's so many levels and layers. And it's easy to get caught up. I was telling somebody, as big as this city is, it can seem so lonesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
you can
many
be
people, yeah.
and you can know like everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes just still feel like, dang.
Yeah.
So it can easily get you.
That is crazy. That's crazy. I never thought about it being like the city, just more so. But our city is so closely tied to the industry and people, dreamers, and
Comparison
and all this stuff. Like the city, it's I love LA for what it has to offer. Like, you know, restaurants, places to go, things to do.
But you ain't going. Cause you working.
Cause I'm working. But the past month and a half, I've been doing it.
Listen, I have a girlfriend. She says this is her year of yes. And I'm telling you, every time anyone asks her, hey girl, you wanna, yes.
Oh really?
I'm dead serious.
Oh,
and she's been really committed to it.
Really?
And she shows up. And I'm gonna tell you, I think one of the big, y'all tell me if this is true or false. I think a big part of why so many of us don't just say yes and go is because we feel like we have to do the whole situation. You can't just get up and walk out the door and be comfortable. It's a whole production to get yourself together and go. And who wants to do that?
All the time.
So you'll be like, I'm good. Because you don't feel like contouring your face.
I could be in my sweats in my house watching Netflix. I am good.
So do we feel like that's the thing? Like we're not as comfortable in our skin as we claim to be?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think that's a big part of it. Just yesterday, I met up with like a childhood friend. Like she was in town visiting. I've known this girl since I was 3. Like, and I haven't seen her since a long time ago, since college. And as I was getting ready to go out, I think like I had all these thoughts like, oh my gosh, I've gained so much weight since the last time she seen me, and my hair looking crazy, and this and that. You have all these thoughts about comparison. I just said this girl knew me since I was 3.
Right.
Like we, like, like so it's like this is somebody who knows you, but yet like I think you could get so stuck in your thoughts and your insecurities and the things that you think, the expectations you think people have on you.
Absolutely.
And so it stops us in our track. Like I know it was like, even before like business and stuff, I just went through like a period of depression, and I just didn't want to ever go out because I felt like I was never good enough and people could not accept that. So I think like whatever record is playing in our head is the thing that stops us. It's like, I don't want to get did up. If my makeup ain't right, or so and so might be there, and you know she's doing good in her life, and I gotta look like, you know. Like,
is that the thing that I'm hearing so much now? They're calling Imposter Syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, like we're putting all those things on ourselves and stopping ourselves. Man, bump that. Just go on and go. Just go on and go.
I like it.
And listen. Girl, I done seen so many women with these filters doing the do. So take your pictures and do your little tricks and post your stuff on Instagram and you good.
I would have said, oh, your Southern girl came out.
It does that from time to time.
Oh, I love it. It's so great. Okay, so my real question though, I'm not dating right now, but I am going out, so I'm being seen.
Okay.
Y'all see me out. Just say what's up.
Just say something. Say something.
Are you dating anyone right now, or what's life?
No, I'm not.
So are you like online dating? Like, let's talk.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing any of that. I go places, and if somebody says something, they say something. I might say something back.
You might say something back. So you're open. You're open to dating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's it's really strange because I was in a relationship for 15 years.
That's dang on married.
I know. And so it's interesting being in this space of dating again. But for me, I actually think it's fun.
I need to get there.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think, I think more of us need to look at it as fun.
What's fun about it?
So I think it's fun because, now this is going to kind of contradict what we just said. But I actually do enjoy dressing up and figuring out the outfits and the, all that stuff. That is fun for me. So for me, that part of it is, what I'm gonna put on?
Okay.
Like picking the outfit. I have a whole room in my house that's a dressing room with shoes and clothes and everything.
Yes.
And that stuff has been sitting there for years and years unused.
Really? Oh no.
Because I go to work all the time and I'm not wearing my heels to the bakery.
If you got a whole room, you gotta use the room.
I gotta use the room. So now I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Being in there and playing and and let's face it, the pictures. Yeah. It's all about the pictures. We gotta post.
But listen, posting, this just got me today. So like posting an outfit and your phone records everything. And I was telling my sister this. So I went out yesterday, the outfit I wore, my Google had the nerve to tell me, like show me a memory today. And it was like, oh, you wore this outfit a year ago?
That's hilarious. And guess what? Forget you, Google.
I was like, you called me out?
Listen, I am not one of those people that's like, oh, shoot, they saw me in this outfit. I can't wear it again. Whatever. There's going to be some repeating.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
And in my head, because I'm like, okay, I took a picture with my friends on this one, but I didn't wear this outfit with this set of friends, so I can wear it there.
See how much pressure this is?
So much pressure.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta take that pressure off of us. Do what you feel in that moment enough to get you out the door. Yeah. Just go.
Yeah. Because I think about all that. You're right.
It's pressure.
All that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get a new outfit. What, to go eat? Like, you just spend the money and spend money?
Girl, let me tell you something. I have not shopped in probably 3 years.
Wait, what?
No, seriously, because I recognize that I have plenty. I do not need to buy another shoe. I do not need another bag. I do not need another outfit.
Wow.
If I'm going out of town, them people ain't seen me before. So it does not matter.
Yeah.
I can pull from my things.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Now, however, comma, sometimes things don't be fitting right because, they be shrinking in the dryer.
That's what happens.
So, my thing is, let's focus on making sure that the things that are in there still fall the right way.
Yeah.
And that's not being vain. That's being health conscious and being mindful of how we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So, child, I'm not going out to buy nothing new for an event.
I'm gonna work on that because my goal is to save money, stack money this year. So I noticed that I think I stopped myself quite a few times this year from buying new stuff, but I was like, why is that? And my sister was like, you got a lot of cute clothes in your closet. It's like, but I wore that and it was on Facebook.
And no one cares.
No one cares but me. Yeah.
And no one probably realizes it either.
Yeah, because I had this one thing in my head that would stand out. It's not like one of those basic staples. And each time, like, the same friends be, oh, that's cute. I'm like, oh, so y'all don't know I wore this.
Exactly, girl. Put that lock to this side, and they not gonna even realize it's gonna look like a whole new outfit.
Oh,
Simple
man.
switch ups.
Oh, man, I'm glad we talked this through. Okay.
Yes, girl. Take that pressure off.
Yeah. Like, Google didn't have to call me out like that. You wore this a year ago.
I'm telling you, they be listening.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, no. Like, because like you said, it's your thoughts. You're like, didn't I just think
Yes.
that?
Yes.
What is happening? What privacy agreement did I sign off on that you can have my whole thought?
Girl.
Yeah. It's an interesting world
It
we're
is.
in. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But no, back on you on this dating.
Oh.
Like, since you like to date, like, what is, like, a good date for you, or, like, a most thoughtful date, or something you'd like to do? Like, let's meet here and do this.
You know, right now, it's all so basic, you know, dinner or, you know, something like that.
Were you just talking?
Yeah, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
I love actually getting the opportunity to sit down and actually talk to someone. I just don't know if people are being real out here. You know, that representative be showing up, don't they?
Yeah.
So,
but
I don't know.
people who are dishonest, I feel like dishonest people, or people who, that representative can't keep it up 24/7. So,
Which is another reason why dating is fun.
Yeah.
Because you get the opportunity to see, and yeah, I'm an Aquarius, and I think, I mean, some of y'all ain't into that, but I think, like, we see you, like, we can see you, and we have a thing of, like, we gonna let you know that we see you. So when them lies be coming out, we like, really? So I think, you know, in that process of going out multiple times, if you are a good listener, and that's a skill that a lot of people do not have, but becoming a good listener and allowing people to talk, you hear everything you need to hear.
That's true. That's 100.
And people will say and talk themselves out of and give you all the info. And you're like, so your grandma died 4 times. Okay.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. Is that right?
Really? Okay.
And the Aquarius in me would be like, oh my goodness, the average person doesn't have 4. But that's so sad. I'm so sorry.
Jesus, not the average person. I remember talking to this guy one time, and at one point I was like, he never answers my questions. And he is charming. And everyone is brought in by his charm. So I just started calling him out. Like, I was like, you're evading the question. What are you talking about? And then he'd try to go into something else. I'd be like, you're evading the question. And then my friend was like, I never noticed it until you start calling it out. And you'd be like, no, he's not answering the question. It's like, why are you not answering the question? Like, I asked, and then it was a pattern. I was like, well, we see this got to end.
Yep. Now, I will say this too. I have, you know, I don't know what's going on, but I have a lot of single girlfriends, dynamic women doing their things, and they're single. So fellas, I don't know what y'all got going on, but get it together. But we also have to be mindful of not talking ourselves out of something. Going into scenarios, being open. Like, we gotta be open to, you know, even like what we talked about, just being open to go on the date without talking ourselves out of it. Or child, is probably gonna be some bullshit anyway. You know. But you know, so just getting our minds in a space of being open to receive whatever it could be. Unfortunately, sometimes it is gonna be some foolishness, but it just might not be, you know.
My one girl was like, I have a couple of friends who do the online dating or met their men on online dating, and they were just like, you're gonna have to kiss a lot of frogs. And
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, but you'll get to it. But I have this one of my girlfriends, love her to death. She's like, her tip is, And as you're talking to them, because you know there's a period of time you talk before you meet them, she was like, and then I just FaceTime him. And she was like, and that lets me know. I don't tell him that I'm FaceTiming him. That lets me know, like, everything I need to know. Like, is his house clean? Is he kept up? Like, is he who he says he is? He didn't have time to prep for this. And she was like, and if he doesn't answer, that lets me know, like, maybe I was a little invasive, but there's a reason you didn't answer. Like,
you know, that takes me down a whole nother lane. But, you know, we can save that for another day.
Yeah, we got plenty more.
Honey, there are some people out there, I think some folks forget, you know, this conversation is for the creepers. The ones that's out there creeping, thinking that don't nobody see y'all doing what y'all doing. There are some people, if you gonna be creeping and lying and tiptoeing, and you going to see whether it's some girl or some guy or whatever, isn't it her job or his job to be ready for that time? You don't know how she lived them other days of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if y'all are making plans, no, and don't she have the opportunity to that she should be or he should be in tip top shape
at all times?
At all times when those appointments are set. But we'll save that one for another time. We'll get that to another time.
But okay, this could be our last. But this brings me to something that Dion asked me. He was saying, like, what would you do in this scenario? This woman had, like, the perfect husband. He's the breadwinner. He's making, like, 7 figures. He take care of the kids. He's at all the recitals, at all the games. They go on vacations together. Just an all-around good husband. So, and, you know, she had to travel a lot for work. So the wife was at an appointment. She saw another lady who was there. The wife was there with her son, saw another lady. She had on this ring that caught her eye, and she was like, oh, that's a real beautiful ring. And she was like, thanks, my life partner gave it to me. She was like, that's so beautiful. My husband actually gave me one, and the same ring. And she was like, oh, really? She was like, and the woman with the life partner was like, your son looks a lot like my life partner. Your son looks like, my life partner.
I know you lying.
Fast forward, they figure it out. They were the same man. Had a whole different family, and this had been going on for like almost 20 years.
In the same city?
I think they're like 45 minutes apart.
Oh my goodness.
So the question was like, what does the wife do? Does she try to work through it? Does she do that? Because other than that, he's been a great husband.
So, okay. So let me say this. I'm a realist. And I think the first thing is we have to not allow other people's thoughts and ideas of what they think is normal to creep into what we think. We have to honestly do whatever feels good to us.
To us, yeah.
And so if that wife, now that situation is crazy because clearly she didn't know that was going on. But now that she does know, she might be like, well, I mean, you know, it's been working all this time and we good.
Yeah.
And if she decides to stay, she should be allowed to do whatever she feels is best for her family. And I think outside people should stay out of people's marriages.
Outside people should absolutely stay out of people's marriages, but they won't because people always got stuff to say.
The opinions fly like... I look on social media and I'm like, man, wow, y'all really got a lot to say about everything.
Everything.
But we ain't looking in your house though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all that to say, I feel like whatever feels good to you, do that.
Yeah.
I am not ever one to judge somebody else for the choices that they're making for their own lives.
Yeah.
If it's working, it's working. It may not work for me.
Right.
And that's okay. Yeah. You know, but just because it doesn't work for me, I'm not going to be like, girl, Twilla, you crazy. If it was me, girl, I would kick him to the curb, girl. And I would take him for everything he got, girl. hush, simmer down there.
Because the thing is, like you said, we're not in other people's. My thing is like, I can't tell you what to do in your relationship. And the other thing is like, I'm not in that situation. So it's always easier to be like, well, you know, if he's cheating, that's a thing. You know, that's a cause for divorce, blah, blah, blah. I am not there. Now, I will say, like, for me, the trust would have been broken 100%. Like, you didn't present all these years. I'm thinking about all the times you probably lied to me.
Yes.
So for me personally, that's where my mindset would be. And I'd be like, the trust is that thing that would have to be rebuilt because I don't know if I know you.
Right.
Like, to go that long. And have
Are
a whole
you a
other
serial
family.
killer?
Yeah, exactly. You could hide anything from me.
Right.
But again, like you said, like people's opinions, like people always say, but I think we see it from early on. Like when you go to somebody's wedding and people are like, girl, she didn't invite so-and-so. I can't believe they did that. Like, I wouldn't have used that type of, I wouldn't have worn that. Like, all this stuff people have to say
Lord,
from
have
the
mercy.
beginning of a relationship.
Yes.
It's like, it's none of your business.
I have a friend, actually my business partner. When she got married, she was sharing with me, you know, there were some people that were offended because they weren't invited or whatever. And my thing is, if that's your friend, they're going to be all right. Yeah. And they'll understand.
Yeah.
Like, do what works best for you.
Yeah.
I think the biggest pandemic that we face today is selfishness. We all want what we want.
Yeah.
And we don't think about the other person. Nobody's thinking about how much it's costing her and her husband to supply y'all with dinner, you know, at this reception. So everybody can't come. Right. And be all right with that. And if you her friend today, you're going to be her friend tomorrow, and you should love her new husband or whatever. Yeah. So I do think people just need to shut up.
That's it.
Period.
That's it. That's the tweet.
I have a girlfriend, and I thank God for my sister circle of friends. Yeah. Because we keep it all the way 100 with each other, but at the end of the day, my girlfriends would say, "Well, girl, listen, I support you in whatever you decide." Yeah. They not trying to talk me into anything or out of anything. Yeah. Whatever I decide, they support that because that's my friend. Yeah. This goes, with men, in business, whatever that I'm dealing with. Yeah. Girl, whatever you decide, I support you. Yeah. And that's the way it should be, I think.
Yeah. No, my girls, that's our relationship. Now listen, when they say, and if it comes to a relationship and they're like, hey, me and so-and-so got to break up because of this and that, I'm the first friend to be like, well, if that's what you feel is right when we fighting. And then, but then if they're like, well, we made up, I'm like, all right, girl, just let me know if you need me.
If we need to pull up, we good.
But if you good, we good. I love you, girl. And that's just how, you said, like.
Now, you still be looking at him side-eyed, though. That'd be the problem.
It take a little while.
That's why you can't tell everybody your issues in your relationship. Because your family and your friends still be looking at them like, Yeah. And y'all all in love again.
Yeah, all in love. And it is like, and it's a difficult situation. Like if you're in that seat and they looking at him and you like, yo, it's cool, it's fine, we got over it. And they're like, okay. Mm-hmm. Now my friends can't hide that. They're working. They working through it. It's like, we love you if that's what you love. But you gotta, and I think the older I get, I realize like, hey, like, I understand we're all human. We got things to go through. We also always need to be able to talk to people. We can't always call our therapist and say it right away. So, like, that's what your sister friends are for. Yeah. And so, like, if you say you support me. Even in my craziness.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that's what friends are.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you today.
Me too.
I mean, we talked about business, relationships, LA, killing dreams, everything.
Time warps.
We got to do this again.
Yes. Yeah. Let's. I think we should.
Yeah. And, let us know what we should talk about. What you want to know. What questions do you have for us? Or what topics do you think we should talk about? Any suggestions for getting over this whole thing of not re-wearing the same thing? I'm going to get over it. But until next time, thank you so much for joining us on Random Ass Convos this week with Twilla and Shoneji. Peace.